Welcome to the Magnolia Shine podcast, and it sounds like Kenny Dillingham is not a fan of small town USA and really Starkville, Mississippi. Now, Trellis, I just told you about this, and you just heard what the Arizona State coach had to say. Your initial thoughts before we even play it.
Man, look, he's already adding fuel to the fire for Starkville, man. They're already coming out all black, but man, Starkville's going to be rocking after these comments.
All right, so he was asked what it's like to play kind of in small town USA, maybe compared to big cities. So here's a listen to this about a minute 30 clip.
So interesting is now that we play in a lot smaller towns, we play further away from stadiums, our road games. So we stay about an hour and 20, hour and 15 minutes away from the stadium this week because that's the nearest hotel that's not a casino to stay at. No, it's the truth. That's some teams stay at the casino. That wasn't even a joke. Then you talk, some guys are finicky eaters. So it's like some guys at these hotels, they don't like the food. It's not good. So now we get like sandwiches on the side. You know, Texas Tech we played last year. And our guys got sick the day of the game. We had about 10 guys that stomachs. They were getting IVs because their stomachs were sick from the food. You know, when you're going to like Seattle, right? The food, their food's unbelievable. But some of the smaller towns, it's harder to, feed 160 guys. So we're just trying to adapt.
All right, Trillis, your initial thoughts on this, because I got a lot to say.
Man, look, on one hand, I do understand what his point is, because his point is that maybe he can't fit his whole football team into a hotel or whatever. But I think the part that I found the most distasteful was him talking about the food. I mean, come on, man. It's not hard for you to find good food in Mississippi. I mean, come on, you go to Mississippi, you're going to be messing around with the best food. Man, you don't like soul food? You don't like some good, I don't know. Hey, listen, that to me was just in poor taste. Listen, we might not have lodging for you all the time, but we got some good food.
Well, it's funny because I found something else completely disrespectful, which on that point, I think Arizona State's in Tempe, Arizona, which I guess is now known nationally for their food. Out of nowhere, more than,
I
some of
don't
these
know where
small
that
town
is.
Mississippi. Yeah, well, okay. Whatever. The most disrespectful one to me was about the casino. No hotel that isn't a casino within an hour and 20. First off, I bet you a lot of people in Starkville would love a casino in Starkville, Mississippi. There's no casino in Starkville, Mississippi. Two, most teams that play Mississippi State stay in Columbus and then occasionally Tupelo, just depending on, whatever they find. It's not like Mississippi State's ever hosted a team before, right, Trellis? Like, this is the first time they're hosting a Power 4 team ever in the history of Mississippi State.
Man, Arizona State, it doesn't get bigger than that for Mississippi State.
Right. Like they've never hosted another SEC school. They've just been on the road this whole time. And Starkville, Mississippi, Columbus, and some of the surrounding cities, they've never been able to host it.
Yeah, no, Mississippi State hosts like the biggest programs in the country every year.
It sounds like it was a logistic issue, and maybe they were late on getting a hotel. Now, I think I understand partly what he's saying. Most teams do not stay in the middle of Starkville, right? Let's just be honest here. A lot of them stay in Columbus, occasionally Tupelo, right? And that happens in a lot of cities, right? They don't always stay in Hattiesburg, or sometimes they'll stay in Memphis if they're playing Ole Miss. Sometimes it's just easier to stay out of the city that you're in. No problem there, right? Like that's a normal course thing.
Yeah.
But it's always interesting to me when coaches take shots at other cities. I get the idea. You want to take a shot at another team because you feel disrespected. Tulane taking a shot at Northwestern because they didn't let them wear the Hurricane Katrina jerseys. I get it. I completely get those shots. You want to take a shot
I
at
thought that was
the media?
Actually,
Yeah. You want to talk about Bill Belichick getting all the pub and TCU felt disrespected because the media wasn't talking about them? I get it. But I don't understand attacking a city when the city was just there doing nothing. And then the casino part was just lame.
Yeah, because it wasn't based in any kind of truth. I will say this, man, Starkville's gotten to be pretty cool though. Starkville used to be like just an old country town, but now it's like it's a college town. And it's built around Mississippi State, and it's got some cool stuff there. And listen, people want to live there, increasingly. And so, I did find it interesting because to me, it's just a college town now.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he was just trying to make a joke and the whole media room's laughing. And again, remember, he's at Arizona
Yeah.
State. There's nobody in that media room that's covering Mississippi State. Matter of fact, there won't be a Mississippi State reporter within Kenny Dillingham until after the game if they choose to go to his press conference. So I'm
Yeah.
sure he's with a friendly media to him, right? I mean, that's what team media is like. I mean, it's pretty friendly nowadays. And, they sit there and everyone laughs. I mean, you could hear it in the video. Everyone's laughing at him. They think it's funny too.
Yeah, I was surprised he didn't start talking about how we don't wear shoes and stuff too. I mean, I didn't know if that was the next thing he was going to start talking about.
There obviously cow pastures, like that's a joke about, Starkville back in the past, that it was
Yeah,
just
for
a lot
sure.
of cow
Listen, cow.
pastures out there, right? Yeah, yeah, and then that's why they got the cowbells and all that. I get it. But like you said, it's a legit city in the South. And what's also weird is before Texas came in with Oklahoma, if you think about the SEC, it's not a big towns, conference.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Athens is close to Atlanta. Tuscaloosa, Oxford, Starkville, Fayetteville's. I like Fayetteville a little bit, but these are smaller towns. Springfield, Columbia, Missouri. So it's not. This is not big town. It's not
Even
like Missouri's in Kansas City or
mm,
Ole Miss is in Jackson, and then Alabama's in
mm,
Birmingham. That's not the case. That's not how this is. Gainesville, Florida, is one of the small cities in
that's what I'm
Florida of
saying.
the
Yeah.
not. It's not the Orlando, the Tampa, the Jacksonvilles.
Yeah, yeah. No, 100%. But see, I guess as a Mississippi guy, I can take a little bit of the we're just out in the country rural slander. Man, I can't take the food slander, man. Come on now. Come on now. Listen, I don't know. Just to me, maybe it's tough for a football team. Maybe it's tough for a whole football team. Hotel food, I don't think that's where it's at. All right, so I get that part. But man, listen, I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like you could find some good food in Starkville. I mean, come on now. I mean, like the
Yeah,
barbecue in Starkville is just killer.
it's better. It's better than Arizona.
I bet. I bet.
It is.
But
By the
man,
way, I'm sure they would tell you they have great Mexican food, but it's not better than Texas or California. Like I don't know what. All of a sudden, Arizona is the staple of the United States in food.
well, see, man, I think your original point was the point, man, because like he was in the press conference with a bunch of Arizona people, just cracking jokes about Mississippi, man. So hey, look, it is what it is. It's all good. But listen, man, I think Saturday, I think Mississippi State's gonna bring it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and say this now because I know we're gonna talk about this later in the week probably. But I got Mississippi State winning this game. I got them edging
I don't.
Arizona State out. I know you don't.
Yeah, I don't. I don't. But hey, maybe I might have to switch my pick. But go ahead and drill us. That's the Magnolia Shine. Hit me with it.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. Look, no, I got Mississippi State winning that game. Because here's the thing, I think that last year was a close game. And listen, I think Arizona State's team from last year was better than this year. And Mississippi State almost beat them on the road. And I think this year, man, the Cowbells proved to make a difference. It makes a difference. It's an effect. If you've never dealt with a cowbell, man, it's loud. It's loud out there. And so and then I think the Bulldogs will be ready to go. And I think they're going to edge out a win at home against Arizona State. Make this season have a different flavor to it.
Well, I'm gonna give a long toss and say I'll give my pick on Thursday. All right, Trellis, we out.